Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. So one of the things we see a lot when we audit new prospect accounts is a complete lack of use of content suitability settings. And at the same time, we see a lot of these advertisers actually running like display and PMAX and campaigns that need those settings. You can, in the older campaign types like display and video, you can set the content restrictions directly in those campaigns, but with PMAX, you cannot. And so it's really important if you're running that to actually set these up at the account level. So I'm just going to run through today and kind of go through the default settings we use. There are cases when you may not use kind of this default for whatever reason. But generally, this is kind of a good place to start. So looking at this client account, they're actually using expanded inventory, which is the kind of wide open option, which we practically never go with, because you will have your ad showing up on content with excessive profanity, sexual content, nudity, and graphic violence, which for most advertisers, that's not a good thing. You don't want your ad showing up in those places. We typically use limited inventory option because it really cleans up a lot of that stuff and makes it pretty close to family friendly. And you can see you're going to have reduced inventory, but who wants this inventory anyway? And then we also, under advanced settings, we will exclude specific content types, labels, and what have you. So I'll go through those as well. I'm just going to click back to that. But looking at sensitive content, so here you can actually completely block specific content categories. And we generally check off all of these. For some clients, we will leave sensitive social issues enabled. And that could be certain lifestyle brands, for example, and same with sensational and shocking, if the content lends itself to that brand or vice versa. But generally, we just nix all of those. In terms of types and labels, we'll get rid of mature audiences, typically content not labeled. We usually let the other stuff slide, and then over here, we'll block park domains, embedded YouTube videos, and live streaming, just because we can't really control the quality of that content. Park domains, just doesn't make any sense to advertise there. Below the fold, we usually leave enabled because you do only pay for viewable impressions, so people do have to scroll down to see the content for you to be charged for that. So I think that one's okay. Content keywords. So this is specific to display placements. And if you're only running display, or if you want to have direct control over your display campaigns and PMAX display, you can do that here. But you can also use the account level negative keywords tool to remove both content and search. That's more appropriate for PMAX because it'll cover both inventory types. So just keep that in mind if you are blocking here, that you may still want to use account level for blocking PMAX search. And then excluded placements. Same thing, if you want to remove placements throughout the account, you can do that here. Otherwise, you can do it directly in all campaign types. So, we usually by default, we're not adding anything here, but as we manage the account over time, we may add negative placements here. But again, the main ones are types and labels, sensitive content, and then the most important one is, limiting the default inventory type. So that's basically it. Again, an important tool we just see underutilized. So definitely, if you're running any type of display or PMAX, you should have this all configured to prevent showing up in places you don't want to be. That's it for today. I will see you next time.